Hello, good morning. Welcome back to Quirky Pineapples. If you're new here, I'm Vina, a plant-based recipe developer and food blogger. And as you can see, I'm starting the video out in a different setting than what I usually do because I'm supposed to film what I eat in a day today and I don't have any food in my refrigerator right now. So I'm taking you guys with me to the grocery store and I'll probably show you everything that I buy while I'm out. And then we can get down to what I eat today. But yeah, my refrigerator is empty. I did like a whole clean out and went through everything that I have to try to make sure that I'm not like buying things twice, because usually around this time of year, once we get to like, I feel like every 3 months or so, we start running out of our staples. So I had to sort of take a look at what we had and make sure that I'm not double buying or seeing if we have any more of the things that we like to use daily. So yeah, you guys are going to come along with me to the grocery store, and I have to figure out breakfast while I'm out because usually I go to quite a few grocery stores and I'm probably going to be out for a few hours. And in that time, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get pretty hungry. But yeah, all right, come along with me. Okay, so I've been out for a little bit and I am getting really hungry. So I'm going to grab myself, I think an acai bowl. Even though I never get acai, they have acai, but I always get like a completely different type of bowl. So yeah, cause it's like 10:15. And usually I've eaten by now and I'm really hungry and I'm starting to get a little tired because I've been to 3 stores already and I still have 1 more store to go. But yeah, so I'm just gonna like make a pit stop to get myself like some ready-made breakfast so that when I get back home, I can actually have something to eat. So I'm at like I said, like my little acai bowl place that I really like to go to from time to time. All right, so, and then hopefully I'll be like, do my last stop and be ready to like actually share what I eat. All right. Okay, so I was most certainly tripping this morning when I was like, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go grocery shop and I'm gonna record grocery shopping. You guys, why is it noon? Nay, 12:12 right now, and I still haven't eaten because I was running around at the grocery store getting everything. Now, usually before I film a what I eat in a day, I go to the grocery store a couple of days before and get everything I need, and then I'll double check to make sure that I also have, um, each ingredient. So if I forgot something, I can go back. But because I ended up going to 4 stores, I went to, so if you live in California, you're familiar with these stores. If you're not in California, then you may not be super familiar. I went to Target, which if you're in the US, then of course, like Target is an obligatory run that you have to make on a weekly basis. I went to Target to pick up like some toiletries and things like that. I went to Sprouts, which is where I like to get a lot of my fresh produce. And then I went to Trader Joe's, which, there's like little specialty items that you like to get from there. And then I realized like if I don't get something to eat, then I'm gonna come home and I'm still gonna have to like fix myself breakfast and I'm gonna be tired and famished. So I went to this place. It's called the Berry Brand, or Berry Brand. I think, yeah, it's called the Berry Brand, and it's like different types of acai bowls. I'll let you guys know what's in this in a second. And then I've told you guys before, I'm a bread snob, so I only get my bread from certain places. And because I missed the opportunity to get bread at the farmer's market, I decided to get bread from Albertsons, which they have like this whole like bakery section of all these great breads. Couldn't find the bread that I wanted. Actually couldn't find either of the two types of breads that I wanted. So I had to just figure it out and just pick out whatever bread was there. So yeah, so I've just been running around all morning. I'm thirsty. I'm really hungry. But I guess this is a little bit more realistic as far as what a typical, like my typical what I eat in a day would actually be, because some days I'm eating breakfast at noon, which I hate, because I know like you need to eat and before you get moving. But I was thinking like, no, it's not going to take me that long to do everything. Like, no, it's not going to take me that long. But it did take me that long. So one, I need to hydrate, and two, I'm like super ready to eat this. It looks so good. So basically, what I get, it's like a base, like you pick a base and then you can get like oatmeal or chia pudding put on top, and then fruits and granola and all that good stuff. So what I have is like a coconut cream base. They call it Coconut Dream. I'm still not 100% sure what it is, but it's delicious. And I mean, I'm hoping they color this with something that's not like artificial, but it's really tasty and it's supposed to be healthy. And then I have vanilla chia pudding, which I think they color because they have a coconut chia pudding too, so that they could tell the difference between the vanilla and the coconut. So I think they just put like pitaya powder or something like that. And then actually here, I'll take the lid off of it. Oh, so delicious. And then I got some strawberries, some blueberries, some cacao nibs, some hemp seeds, and some peanut butter, and like a pumpkin flax granola or something like that. So it's like this really, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like just this really delicious bowl. I don't know if it's focusing, but this really delicious like bowl of goodness that I'm about to devour right now. And then I need water. So I'm not a Stanley girl. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be a Stanley girl because I feel like the drinking apparatuses or apparati, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Someone tell me in the comments. I feel like the drinking vessels that we use change every year, like whatever the trendy vessel is. So I still have my handy dandy hydro flask. It is beat up. I take this thing hiking. I take it to work with me. And this one is, I think it's the 40 ounce. This is the 40 ounce. And I will fill this up. And in a typical day, I'll drink one of these. It's like echoing like a microphone. I'll drink one of these. But since it's the summertime, I've been finding myself drinking two of these sometimes. Really like almost every day. I'm drinking like two full things of these. So I'm going to fill this back up. I had like a few sips this morning, but I really need to fill it up and like make sure that I'm like guzzling today. But yeah, so that has been the fun that I've been having all morning. Um, I think I mentioned in like a previous video that I go to like 4 and 5 grocery stores sometimes just to get certain things, because it's like you'll have your place that you like to get your produce from. Sorry, I don't want that to make a bunch of noise in the mic. You'll have your place that you want to get your produce from, or your bread, or some place might have like this really delicious snack that you like to get. So it's like all these different things that you'll find yourself wanting from a bunch of different stores. And even still, like my snacks and things like that, like I said, I order all of those things from Thrive Market, but I didn't plan ahead. So a lot of the things that I purchased today, I probably could have just done a Thrive Market order. And actually, I'm going to sit down later today and do a Thrive Market order so that I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, um, because it is hot outside and I went to 4 stores. Before I went to the last store to get bread, I actually made a stop at home, dropped everything off so that Husbandtron could put everything in the refrigerator. And the things that needed to be frozen in the freezer because I didn't want them to melt, because I had gotten like some ice cream for us to try, and I bought these. I got one for him too, and I didn't want it to melt, even though like I'm talking over mine and it's literally melting right now as I'm talking. But I stopped so that I could get my last things and then come back. So I wasn't going to show you all what it was that I purchased, but it was just a little too frantic. I didn't plan very well this time, but yes. But the type of things that I usually like to buy when I do go grocery shopping, I like to get like all my fresh produce. I'll get like my grains and different things like that. Like my staples, like my rice and oatmeal and all those different things as well. Those are some things that I also really like to buy from Thrive as well. If I, like I said, if I plan ahead, because it usually takes a couple of days for the box to arrive. So like right now, I don't need beans because I've still got some beans left over, but I know I'm going to use some beans later today, so I'm going to order some more beans. So yeah, I just really focus on buying like whole food ingredients as much as I possibly can. And then of course there's like the occasional like convenience foods and fun foods and different things like that. But yeah. And so if you're interested in sort of knowing what it is that I purchase regularly, I did put together a plant-based grocery guide for you guys, which is something I've been working on. Oh gosh, I've probably been working on that thing for like 3 months. And every week, Husbandtron is like, did you finish the grocery guide yet? Did you finish the grocery guide yet? So that you can like mention it to them. And I'm ashamed to say that it took me about 3 months to do it, but it is finally up and ready to go. And it is a comprehensive guide of just like a list of different foods that you should be focusing on when you're, in the grocery store. So you have your, actually, let me grab my phone because that would probably be easier because then I could explain it to you. So let's see. So it's pretty much a breakdown of different types of plant-based proteins that you should be looking for, whole food plant-based proteins and not just like the mock meats and things like that. Different grains and starches, fruits and veggies, your leafy greens, your aromatics, different types of like sauces that I use and different types of seasonings and things like that that are going to help make your plant-based cooking so much better, because I feel like a lot of people have a hard time making meals because they don't really know how they should be seasoning their meals or what type of things to add on, right? Like no one really wants to eat just like a plain block of tofu, but when you prepare it properly and you add all those different flavors to it, it's amazing. It's delicious, right? It's just like how, I don't know, like, are you really gonna take a piece of chicken and just boil it and then just eat it with no salt, no pepper, no nothing? So no. So a list of spices, broths, all kinds of different things like that, like to enhance the flavor of your food. I give a few tips on how to make your plant-based eating simple. Like, for example, sometimes it's okay to phone it in, right? Use meal delivery services. I use a few different meal delivery services. I use Thistle, I use Purple Carrot, I've used Hungry Group before. I've used a few different meal services. I think the main one that I really like to use is Thistle. That's my favorite one because everything comes pretty much already prepared. And everything is to a very specific standard of how much protein and fiber is in each meal. It's probably my favorite one as far as ready-made meals are concerned. But yeah, just different ways to make plant-based eating easy for you. And then I even put down some of the convenience foods that I like. I err on the side of as whole food as possible, right? So things that aren't full of a bunch of fillers and all kinds of crazy things like that. Um, so yeah, just some of the proteins that I like, not proteins, the protein powder that I use, different supplements that I use because sometimes you do need some supplementation. And then I even added on some helpful nutrition information, like what foods are high protein and what are the complete proteins, your healthy fats, where you can get your iron, your calcium, all that good stuff. So I did a lot of research to put this together for you guys. And like I said, I'm really proud of it. And I even have like the vegan plate method there to give you an idea of how you should be structuring your vegan plate and a weekly meal planner. So yes, so it's, oh gosh, how many pages is this thing? It's about 7 pages of just really helpful things that I wish I had when I went plant-based, when I started eating vegan, because I think there's a lot of like misinformation out there and kind of this idea that either you can't get enough protein or some of the foods that are being marketed to us, these vegan foods that are being marketed to us, aren't really giving us the nutrients that we need. So we have to make sure that we're giving ourselves as much as possible. That's my bowl of goodness here that I cannot wait to get into. So yeah, so I'm going to eat my breakfast, which as you can see is just going to be this today, and it's super late. And then I'm going to see you guys back at lunchtime. All right, so it's lunchtime and I have been craving butter beans again. Yes, again. After making those creamy harissa butter beans from Shakayla's channel. I've been a little obsessed with butter beans lately, and so I found a different recipe on Pinterest, which was a recipe for curry butter beans. But I think I'm going to change that recipe up a little bit, use some of the base of it, and kind of make it my own, which ultimately is kind of what cooking is, right? And so I just have like my butter beans, some coconut milk. I have some black pepper, salt, some cumin, and some curry powder, a shallot, and some garlic. And I think that's going to be pretty much it. Actually, I am missing something. I need tomato paste, so I'm going to pull that out too. But yeah, so I'm going to make that with some toast, which is so funny because I feel like British people get ridiculed by Americans or people from the US about eating beans on toast. But frankly, beans on toast is actually pretty good. So I'm going to have that mostly because I need some more protein. So I'm going to have the beans. And also I need something a little bit more hearty. My breakfast was light and it kind of held me over for a couple hours, which is good, but I do need a heartier breakfast. And then what else is it that I need to do today? Oh, I need to practice Japanese. That's what it is that I'm doing. I'm going to try and check some things off of my summer bucket list, which I don't know if you can see it, but it's behind me here on the refrigerator, like mine and Husbandron's. And if you watched my video a couple of weeks ago, you would have seen that I sat down and did my summer bucket list because I want to have sort of a childlike summer. And so I made this whole list of things that I feel like I should do before the summer is over. Some things that just make me happy and fulfill me. But we do have a Japan trip coming up and we're like counting down now. Like we're officially down to the month that we're going to be heading out, and I'm so excited about it. But I do want to be able to say some basic phrases and things like that. So I have like two apps that I use. I use Duolingo and I use Memrise. But I think I'm going to be using Duolingo today, just because I kind of like that it's gamified a little bit. But yeah, so I'm going to fix my lunch, and then I think I'm going to practice some Japanese, that hopefully will be helpful for our trip, which is coming up soon. All right, let me go ahead and get started because I am hungry. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, this looks really good. And I did taste it just a little bit while it was still simmering in the pan. And it's a little bit more tomatoey, I would say, than it is like curry-like. But I feel like I might want to use a fork just in case. So I just have it off to the side. But let's give it a taste test. I just have like some toasted bread here. Okay, yeah. That's really good. You'll probably have seen at the end that I added some kale, just because it's good to like add greens wherever you can. And then I throw on some chili flakes. I would say maybe a little bit more salt and it will be absolutely perfect. But yeah, ooh, it's pretty good. I think I might put it on the blog. I don't know, like I said, I've been obsessed with butter beans lately. It's just been like perfect. But again, I do need to find some things that don't involve turning on the stove or like my little cooktop that I put on my counter. I do need to find some recipes that don't involve so much cooking. But I don't know. It's kind of difficult sometimes. So I really need to like make that my mission to like try to make some meals that don't involve turning on the stove. For dinner tonight, I have like tofu cutlets in the that have been marinating. We used 2 of them the other day, and then I have 2 left to make my mango gochujang fried tofu sandwich, which if you saw me make it in, I think it was like 2 videos ago from this one, so delicious, and I've been a little obsessed with it. But I'm actually going to make that for dinner tonight. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy this and then do some Japanese practice, probably like I said, using Duolingo. And then I will see you guys back at dinner time. All right, and there you have it. Oh gosh. I think I've made this at least once a week since I developed the recipe. I didn't show like every single step because I have made this in another video, but I mean, look at it. It's so like, oh. I was afraid to like dip it in the sauce like I usually do because my breading was starting to come off. I used a different type of breadcrumbs this time. But yeah, I'm so excited to have this again. I know it's probably like not the most super healthy thing in the world, but I did have like healthy breakfast, healthy lunch, and then like it's the summertime. It's nice to have like a nice indulgent like dinner. And even though I couldn't find like the bread that I really wanted to, like these buns actually look pretty promising. So I don't know. So let's see. It's like crispy and perfect as usual. It's like actually a lot crispier than when I usually make it. So I'm actually like a little surprised. So I don't know if that's just like the change in the breadcrumbs that I used or not. But again, I didn't really care much for the breadcrumbs falling off. So I don't know if it was maybe I was just like a little lazy with the batter, but yeah. So there we have it of what I eat in a day. It's been hot, and since I've been cooking all day, I feel so gross. I'm so ready to like go take a shower, get makeup off and all of that. And so I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll show you like my skincare routine and different things like that, and like the, you know, vegan clean beauty products that I use. But yeah, so I'm going to enjoy my sandwich and everything. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm also going to add the link to my grocery guide that I put together, which I'm very, very proud of. I really think that it'll be really helpful, especially for someone who's just starting out. It really started out as I was trying to go through and make a list of really whole food, like nutritious foods for myself. And then I realized I had created this entire like document that I realized could help someone else too. So yeah, so I highly recommend that you take a look at that, that you sign up for it. It goes directly to your email. It's completely for free. And then yeah, the recipes for today, like the curry butter beans that I made, I'm gonna play around with that recipe a little bit more so that by the time this video goes up, I'll have like a fully developed recipe for you. And then you guys have seen the mango gochujang tofu sandwich before, but that's already up on the blog and ready to go for you. So yeah, I highly recommend that you try it out. The few people who have messaged me that tried it said that it was absolutely bomb. So I think you'll really love it. But yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and even share with someone that you think would find these videos helpful. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.